Hey guys, Tyler here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Arnhem checkpoint. Playing for today's spawning in the south, we have Taxman as the OKW. Straight away locking in Firestorm and facing off against him. This is not the real Findeed, fake Findeed. Real Findeed has two N's in his name. This is, I believe, Storm Tiger Sage6, if you remember him. Anyway, playing as Brits and straight away locking in Royal Engineers. Both players going for like a flamethrower commander. Might be very effective on this map specifically with all these very durable buildings in the center of the map. In terms of rankings, Taxman around rank 90 and Sage around rank 70 as Brits. So we're not seeing Taxman use like a multiple Storm Pioneer start, at least right now. It's viable with this commander because generally, you know, if you're getting a flamethrower on one of your Storm Pioneers, at some stage you're also going to want a Minesweeper. And having two Storm Pioneers does actually make repairs on your light vehicles faster as well. So it's not all bad news. But typically, you know, you don't see players go for like a looks with this build. The more incentivized go for the battle group HQ. Since you know, to make use of the incendiary munitions, you need the infantry support gun, and you can't rely on like a coolant tank with this commander. You have to build the hetzer from your HQ, so you can't, you know, go like battle group and mechanized with lots of light vehicles into Command Panther, for instance. Anyway, oh, mine gets cancelled, then restarted, so Sage should be well aware of its position. Hope he doesn't hit it.
Stocks of better grenades are being made available to the infantry.
Grenades it with that squad. Truck coming in for Taxman, so just going for a 4 Fox Grenadier build with one Storm Pioneer. Oh, and very early grenade tech. Well evaded. But get the neutralized at the very least though on that cutoff, and are seeing a Vickers. Could be very strong on this map with all these buildings once it gets that Vet 1 range bonus. It'll be hard to deal with. Oh, another grenade, but well evaded. He's microing that engagement, so just on his way through, just dodges it with ease. Try to set up a 2v1 here. So trying to avoid taking too much damage from the Vickers there. Another grenade easily dodged. Spending all of that munitions on grenades early from Sage is going to slow down his flamethrower production. He's completed his tier 1 tech. Let's start an AC yet, or a engineer. Okay, there we go. Engineer first.
Engineer section is waiting for orders.
Oh, he's going for double engineers before going for the AEC tech. It's going to be forced away on the flank. You got to be careful running in like this. You know, you could get a grenade thrown at you, so best to watch those kind of engagements, especially when you know your opponent's teched grenades this early. It's going to be looking for those grenade opportunities. Here we go, first flamethrower from Taxman now. Should allow a lot better control through the center. Still these like heavy cover and garrison positions. But yeah, we don't see too much around the checkpoint, quite commonly vetoed. Playing from the north spawn is just such a headache, man. This cutoff is so brutal. You look at it like coming from your base trying to defend it, you have nothing but red cover. Over on their side, they've got a nice heavy cover position. Whereas on this side, coming from your side. You've got this tiny piece of heavy cover, but then Salvation, all this heavy cover. You can fight them on the cutoff. Or or you could just come from the buildings as well. Just so much more brutal, this northern cutoff. So much harder to defend. Yeah, we are going to be seeing an AC and Flak Half Track coming for Taxman. He's been putting down a couple mines around the place, perhaps in anticipation of needing to defend the Flak Half Track from an AC. He's making the necessary preparations, also getting a kitten to prepare for an AC rushing down. It's Flak Half Track. But either way, I mean, it is very hard to keep the Flak Half Track alive, even with all the necessary precautions. There we go, AC getting stuck in. Flak Half Track setting up shop in the middle. And now coming over to do some fighting. Does have a squad nearby for the snare, but Raketen hasn't quite hit the battlefield yet. Still coming out of base. Let's leave him a little bit vulnerable. Do have a minesweeper here. Maybe after running over this mine earlier, he's worried about the mines. Trying to be cautious with his AC, which is a nice play. You see Taxman trying to hang on to these building positions. Oh, interesting. There's some destroyed cover down. Flak Half Track better against the buildings than the AC is. Pretty decent these days. Used to be awful. We used to only be able to do like damage to one model at a time. And it was like heavily reduced damage as well. Intro OCF, used to like one-shot squads of buildings. We'll gloss over that. Oh, attack ground miss hit the. I mean, it's never going to hit the fountain. Faust comes through. AC also connecting with some heavy cover, but the Raketen gets decrewed before it can get another shot in. Recrews it here. Flak Half Track going down. And so is the AC, but there's no way he's getting out of there with that Raketen. It's going to be turned over to Sage. He's going to steal it. Yep. There we go. So yeah, the Perils are going for the Flak Half Track. Even with all those precautions, still end up getting bum rushed and knocked out. Good sweeping though. Without that minesweeper, that mine probably would have worked. But yeah, that Raketen, I mean, it's not really Taxman's fault. He built it basically as soon as he could, but Raketen just came in a little bit too late. Good use of smoke as well. And just with all those heavy cover obstacles, you can't attack ground through them. Scatter shots will just collide with them, so just wasn't to be. But it has put Taxman a little bit behind, because on top of losing his light vehicles, he's also turned over an anti-tank gun. Puts him in a tricky position. Okay, the squad being upgraded with the assault package here. Oh, the squad in the building getting quite low. Oh!
Infantry section.
I think he was trying to throw a grenade from here over to here onto that squad, and then he grenaded his own squad in the building, and it died. Oh my god, that's pretty funny. Because yeah, I mean, even though he is upgrading the Volksgrenadier package, I don't think he had access to the HE grenade yet. Still had the incendiary, so definitely wasn't Taxman's grenade. Vicker's in a nice position though to shut down this aggression. MP40's going to be effective in these close quarters fights, but
RE sappers reporting in.
sometimes with this you might want to go like a mix, like 2 MP40s, 2 STGs, so
All infantry squads can
you're
have
not
an
quite so
additional
reliant on
infantry
your close range and having to close the distance every engagement, which can be very taxing on your unit control. Overall though, pretty good control considering Sage has been in the north. Only lost control of his cut off once, maybe twice. Has multiple times cut off the munitions as well from Taxman. Okay, he's gone for the bolster now, so it's delaying his progress towards medium tanks. Also floating a little bit of manpower here. Hasn't rebuilt that Tommy squad that he lost. And yeah, those HE grenades, you know, do force squads out of the buildings, but don't keep them out of buildings. Sage could have jumped right back in after jumping out and avoiding the HE blast. Oh, fresh Raketen from Taxman, unusual. Maybe he's worried about a medium tank rush. But not on the cards. And also interesting tactic here, using the stolen Raketen whilst there are no vehicles you have to worry about to go cap on the outskirts of the map. Very good idea there. Making use of that Raketen. Yeah, Taxman is getting his truck down the tier 4. So this infantry support gun should be pretty effective, you know. It's now going to be camped under the watchful eye of the Schwer. Should be able to control the middle quite effectively with it. So maybe Sage will want to send his machine gun to a flank. Can be a good idea when you're up against, you know, mass indirect fire, or not mass in this case, but a decent amount in the middle of the map. Send it to the outskirts, make it hard for your opponent to counter your machine gun with the indirect fire. Let's kind of shoot this squad though. Oh, not in cover here. Making his way to cover now, a little bit late though. Definitely would have had to retreat regardless, but might have been able to avoid a little bit more damage there. But yeah, that was overall a pretty good run from the Raketen. Still running around on the flanks capping. Gets neutralized. Occupies squads from Taxman in return. And Vicker's setting up shop in the building with the extended range now. Taxman creeping into the middle with the Raketen. She's walking. Oh, it's quite far forward actually. Oh, and he's using the incendiary munitions on it this time. Nice to see that. Oh, pretty good damage on impact. Gets out of the building. I think if he stayed in there for a little bit longer, that last shell landed. Lost his machine gun there, but I believe those are kind of flame weapons that maybe they only damage the units in the bottom story. So if you're in the second story, maybe you're avoiding damage. Destroying some cover there, putting down a fort assembly. Is he going to use this for healing? Put down a healing assembly. And a sniper actually from Sage, as well as a second machine gun, so putting that to use. Oh, flame! Oh, Stim Pioneer went down over here. I missed that, and flamethrower dropped as well. I'm not sure if that's accessible at the moment.
We're losing a capture point.
Could go down to the sniper maybe. No, sniper doesn't have any kills yet. Oh, might be able to get his Raketten back here though. Run and gun, yeah, nicely done. MP40's finished the job. So that's double Rakettens now for Taxman. Should be pretty well handled for the anti-tank department now. Could go for the hitzer. He's right there. Could do it. Is we'll leave him a little bit vulnerable. Well, but no tick still. Looks like maybe we're going to see a rush into the AVRE. From Sage. But yeah, it looks like Taxman does need a vehicle to... is having a lot of trouble in the middle. Maybe each time he pushes in, he should maybe try jump into a building, get sight for his infantry support gun so it can start, you know, going to work on the units before he charges in. Or a little bit of suppression. Oh, no, it does manage to squeeze down the side of the building and pick up that flamethrower there. Now, Obers now for Taxman. No LMG on them quite yet, though. Sniper took a little bit of a hit there. But the suppression comes in before the Obers can get a nice burst in. I believe we saw an artillery flare thrown out by the sniper. Good evasion on the MG34. No! Oh! Spoke too soon. Got out of the building and then set up. Didn't hit the retreat. Didn't hit the reposition. Overturns the MG34. So that's triple... Oopsie daisy. Triple MGs now. Oh! Yep, triple MGs now. For Findeed. I mean, not Findeed. Jeez, that's going to trip me up. Sage.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
So yeah, incendiary grenades on this area where the squad is, but I think because he's in that in the very, very top of the building there, he's actually not taking any damage from it with that model. Just support gun now taking some fire from it. Just charging forwards, hoping to get the kill, and does. Might have been a good idea to just stay in the building, because if you tried to hop out, you're almost certain to overturn it in that scenario. Here we go, Panzer IV finally coming for Taxman, but it's been a long slog from, you know, where he was at around 100 fuel up to 140. Took a long time to accumulate that last 40 fuel. It's been losing a lot of map control, really struggling against the 5-man sections. Machine gun play.
Has 300 points remaining.
And turning over, you know, his own MG34. So maybe, you know, maybe Hitzer could have been the guy. Ooh, nice grenade. Knocks out the engineers there. But, you know, it did come with its own risks. If he did go for the Hitzer, if Sage was going for something like a Cromwell, would have been quite hard to keep alive. Speaking of, actually though, ticked up finally, going for Anvil. Could, you know, even just pump out a regular Churchill right about now. Definitely a little bit too slow on the tick was Sage. Perhaps anticipating the command point clock to go around a little bit more quickly, but it wasn't the case in this match.
Defensive anvil tactics are ready to be used by all units.
Couple good hits from this P4. Don't get any further though, it hits the mine. Sniper also retreated, perhaps worried about getting chased down. Did indeed go for the medic fort assembly. Don't see that too often, but it's a nice option if, you know, you're relying more on like engineers with the flamethrowers or snipers. Don't have that many Tommies running around with the medics, and also frees up your Tommies So you could go for the pyrotechnics upgrade, which is pretty handy sometimes. And looks like it is going to be straight into the Churchill. Taxman does have double kittens in the Panzer IV, but man, that Churchill is really hard to kill with those. Just has so much health. Good armor as well. Kittens, you know, only having the 50 range against Churchill allows Churchill to just drive right on up to them. Pop a crew grenade on them. Chasing them down with the MP40s. MP40s showing their worth though against the Tommies. There we go. Oof. Still charging forwards. Oh, it looks like he's not controlling. Okay. Retreats now. Churchill hot on its heels though. This is that shot. Tommy's coming over looking for the white. Ooh, close call. Just managed to sneak away. The heavy engineers now as well. Jumping back onto the cutoff though. P4 nearly completed repairs. Do have the double kittens here ready to fight the Churchill. Churchill, oh, it's going to expose its rear to the double kittens here. It's really going to help out, guaranteeing the penetrations on these hits. Popping the smoke though, very good timing on that. I'm going to take a Faust. No, the Fausting model died. Oh, and the crew grenades. Faust comes through. Only one Rakitten kind of chasing down at the moment. Smoke wearing off. Here comes the 6-pounder round. Second Rakitten coming up now. If he can knock out this Churchill here without losing his Panzer IV, that's a huge scalp. 6-pounder there, but P4 just behind the building, doesn't take any damage, and down goes the Churchill, doesn't even scratch the Panzer IV.
Churchill tank has been destroyed.
Taxman did, you know, sacrifice the fault stream he did to get that Faust off, but well worth it there, knocking out the Churchill before it does basically anything, and now the Panzer IV knocking out the squad running in for the snare. Hero Panzer IV there. I don't think the Panzer IV is even guaranteed to penetrate against the Churchill's rear armor, right? Because even at point blank, I think it can still bounce.
Got 200 points
sometimes. Oh, there we go. Man, this thing's a sniper. Is you know, stopping before taking those shots, increasing the accuracy a little bit, but definitely running good on his Panzer IV shells. Finding them marked nicely. Still really struggling for map control though, having lost quite a few squads. So look at the KD Taxman, 23 behind in the KD at this stage. 6-pounder coming right the way forwards. Oh man, this could be a disaster. Nope. Somehow the Vic is suppressing the Obers from a mile away. And Rakitten is recovered as well. Oh, 6-pounder does go down to the Obers. And now that's going to be killed by the recovered Rakitten. What a twist and turn. What a twist and turn this game. Now Sage, look at his army. His army's down the dumps. Lost so many units in the last 2 minutes. Still has a much better VP position though, so plenty of time to grind his way back into this game. Still has a lot of resources. Looks like he's going to go for the AVRE next. AVRE's a tricky beast to kill. Jumping back on the cutoff. Generally you do need some like good anti-tank on a vehicle to knock it out. Can't really rely on the anti-tank guns so much. He's floating quite a lot here though. I just thought it would be the AVRE calling right now. Not in building another Churchill. Oh, and he did actually. Nicely done. He put a Vickers in here, destroyed the cover. Very strong at locking down the sector from the north. Very good idea. Very, you don't see a lot of players make use of destroy cover, but can really cause your machine guns to excel.
We're losing a capture point.
Especially in some maps, like one of the windows is blocked like this, but you can destroy cover on it, open it up, such as on outskirts, for instance. Flame mortar coming in here. Run and gun, try and chase down the Vickers, but mine puts that to its end. Panzer IV finally repaired, coming back out for some combat. So there's the double Raketens as well, so in a good position once again to fight it off, especially now Sage has lost so many squads. Won't have as many units to put pressure on the Raketens as they fire at the Churchill. Getting chased off from the middle. The other one tries to sneak out of range, but that's also going to get chased away, it looks like. Nope, just going to leave it sitting there on the road. I think this is like one thing though that maybe Tommy's a little bit weak to is like Volksgrenadiers and the Assault Grenadiers. Something to look forward to next patch, maybe to help counter the 5-man Tommies. Post MP40 buffs. Because even pre-buffs, they do seem to be performing pretty well against them. Looks like he's finally bit the bullet though, going to get some LMG upgrades, so maybe that's going to turn things around. Where are their weapons? Once again, a Vickers in a building, causing some issues, and Taxman getting very low on the VPs, almost under 100 now. Oh, we're going to see a Hetzer from Taxman. This is a risky one. I feel like his Panzer IV can generally do enough damage to force away the infantry right now. To worry about the anti-tank to help deal with the Churchill, and still huge amount of float even after building this Churchill. Still floating around 800 manpower, and straight into the double Raketens again, exposes the rear armor again. Going Panzer IV hunting though. Panzer IV came back around to safety. Doesn't really want to chase around the church corner. Once again running into the Vickers though. Incendiary grenade dodged. Oh nice, incendiary munitions once again used on the building. P4 comes forwards to do some damage. Hetzer also coming forwards. This could do a lot of damage, this Hetzer. Kittens have not moved up though in support of the Panzer IV yet. Here comes the Hetzer. Oh, he's torching away. Here's the kill. That squad was super low in health. P4, yeah, can be careful. He died of 2 hits.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
No engineers either for repairs on this. Does have access to the vehicle crew repairs in this commander, but still a little bit unusual. And now going for double AT guns. Also an unusual idea. Okay, there we go. Cancels that. Goes for some engineers.
Churchill here. Where do you want us?
Can see the Churchill back out. Can he's got plenty of munitions. Can use that. 2 engineers. Good idea. He needs the snares, needs the repairs. 3 engineers, in fact. And could even go for the AVRE now himself.
An engineer unit is
Could be
ready for
pretty
action.
effective against the double Raketens.
Churchill AVRE ready for work.
There we go. Hetzer doing some really good damage. Now getting chased away by the Churchill. Panzer IV just about back up to full. Could come to assist. Should be able to outrun the Churchill. So coming forward, looking for the Faust. AVRE coming out to this left-hand flank as well. Rakitten's rotating to support. Sniper operating on this flank though, locking it down. Here comes the Panzer IV. Double Rakitten's connect. Machine gun setting up. AVRE a little bit indecisive, now switching sides. Leaving the Churchill a little bit exposed here. A few mines around, but Panzer IV avoided them so far. Main gun crit on the Churchill. Trying to get around to its rear armor, bouncing that shot. Going to take engine damage here. No AT grenade. Okay, a little bit late on it. Using the repairs on it. Ooh, and drop flamethrower there. Here comes the AVRE. Oh, this could be devastating. Before trying to reverse out. It avoids most of the damage, the worst of it. Here comes the Hetzer, hits the mine. Going after the engineers. AVRE just staying in the thick of it, even though we're about halfway done on the recharge. Perhaps trying to draw fire from the other Churchill at the moment. Which is still alive, but with the main gun crit, can't really return to combat. Here comes the AVRE, just about completed on the recharge, and this Vickers is making short work of these Rakittens. They're going down really quickly. Churchill's still alive. AVRE, or perhaps wastes a shot there. Could threaten to chase away the Panzer IV. And looks like this Churchill is going to escape. Oh, AVRE coming back in. Miscontrol perhaps. Gives him one more chance to get the kill, and he gets it. Bit of error in control of the AVRE there, and ends up losing it.
The enemy have just knocked out an AVRE tank.
I've really been paying attention to what's been going on the flanks, but it looks like Sage has taken full control of that right flank. VP's getting super low now as well. Taxman has a lot of repairs to do. Could pick up another Stern Pioneer squad. 67 VPs though, that's got to be front of his mind. Oh, a bit of AoE suppression there. Ends up catching SMG34, and Sniper coming in from the side. Doesn't get the kill. Here comes the Panzer IV though. Oh, and that Sniper's in trouble. Before going in for the chase. Getting away.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
56 VPs left for Taxman.
Enemy infantry shooting at us.
Both these Rakittens out here decrewed, so this Panzer IV is going to have a lot of trouble fighting the Churchill, which is fully repaired. Gets a kill there, nicely done. Kitz is still back at base, wounded. Needs to stay in the capture circle. Oh, get the neutralize at least. Here comes the Churchill. Walking back into the capture circle, it looks like. Crew grenade out. Dodges just in the nick of time. Is a second Stern Pioneer squad. Looks like he's focusing down the squad in the circle. Gets a good hit. For the kill. Ooh, right as it was about to round the corner. And now Rakitten's actually getting taken by Sage. Now we're getting a Stern Pioneer Shrek. A little bit of extra anti-tank firepower for Taxman. Sniper running forwards. And dying. Oh, but so are the Stern Pioneers. Man, that Churchill's getting some lucky hits in. Having a field day here. Runs right into his own flame mortar. Man, but lag there. Looks like he's about to lose one Rakitten to it. ISG goes down. Rakitten is out there decrewed. Oh, he's coming forwards with the Churchill, way too far forwards. Taxman has the triple cap right now. What is he doing? Main gun crit again. And retreated the Rakitten as well, so it's not even in there for support on this push. So I'm not sure what he was doing with this Churchill, but it wasn't anything good. Maybe, you know, maybe if he's getting that aggressive with it and he's bringing up that Rakitten in support. I mean, the Rakitten was still at 3 men. It was healthy. Maybe there was a misclick that he retreated. I'm not sure, but either way, losing a Churchill like that, well, and losing the AVRE just to like driving it back in against the damaging Panzer IV. Careless losses on these Churchills from Sage. Taxman still has a lot of EPs to go to get back in the game, and similar story for Sage. Still has some resources and a lot of EPs to rebuild, so it's definitely not out of this game yet. And he has to tick away 40 to get the win. Just avoids that Rakitten shot. I mean, petard mortar shot. That Rakitten's also connecting though. Getting a little bit lucky on penetration. More engineers coming in.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
I'm jumping into this building.
We're losing a capture point.
I would jump out just as quickly. Here comes the Hetzer, in fact. Not quite fully repaired. Oh, when he gets the kill thanks to it.
Weapon crew are, I'm afraid, quite dead. Infantry squad getting clean over here.
This thing about the Hetzer, like, I feel like it generally doesn't get that many kills, but it does do quite a lot of health damage. So if you have like some other unit to chase down for the kills, it can damage your like individual models. It can be a pretty lethal combination. Or if you're facing off against like Soviets or something, who, you know, only have the base medics, which heal quite slowly, you can just inflict huge amounts of health damage on them over and over and over again.
Enemy causing trouble, trying
And just,
to take one of our points.
I mean, they have to spend ages in base healing up every time they're forced to retreat. Gary back up to full ready to make another assault. Two Rakettens lying in the middle. Looks like the aviary is going to come straight down the pipe.
They're trying to take it.
And going to be the target of these. No. What's he doing? Oh my god. Now Panzer IV chasing him down. One snare there. Kidding on the other side of the map, looking to do some capping or something, I'm not sure. Not in support of his AVRE at the very least. And AVRE, what was he doing? So greedy, trying to kill 2 machine guns. Instead of going for like the guaranteed kill on 2 Rakettens, so shooting at him, which could have kept the AVRE alive had he actually killed them both there. Very, very questionable play.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
He saw red though. He's like, oh, I can get both of these machine guns here. He ended up getting neither. And now Panther coming in for Taxman. That's probably gonna close the game out. Now those hits is finally repaired as well. This is going to be his target for the hits, alright.
Centaur ACAC tank ready and waiting for orders.
Here it comes. And Over's taking care of the Raketen. Actually decrew it there.
Anti-tank guns is gone.
Oh, now the Hetzer can just run right into base, basically. Here comes the Centaur, but we do have a fresh Panther and a full health Panzer IV. Come and take care of this. No trouble. Okay, manages to recrew the Raketen. Taxman losing his nerve in the face of that Centaur. But here it comes. This could be the base assault from Taxman.
Anti-tank gun ready to do some damage.
Before you do this, pays to make sure you're not going to just like accidentally lose one of the VPs and lose the game. That they're reasonably well defended or covered by a machine gun or something like that. Looks like he's just going to set up shop. There's movements to the left hand side. Maybe he's going to try come round for like a big deep assault. And straight down the pipe here. This is going to cost him a few times.
Supply line's been cut.
Centaur, don't really understand why he's gone for it, honestly. I feel like he's not struggling in the infantry department that badly. Definitely needs something to deal with now. 3 tanks. And before that needs something to deal with just these 2, you know? Something stronger than a Centaur. Okay, 6-pounder getting a shot in. Also getting some hits. Taxman backing away with the Panzer IV. Hits are going in for the kill on the Raketen though. And decrews it pretty quickly. Was on slightly low health to start off with. Panther spinning around in front of 6-pounder, taking some hits. P4 in there, looking to get some hits as well on the Centaur. 6-pounder, oh, a little bit reckless, coming around through the middle. So coming around this side to support the Centaur. Ends up losing the Centaur. Raketen gets recruit. Panzer IV gets out of there. And that is the death knell for Sage. Bit of bad manners before he leaves too. Well, what a match. Definitely, Taxman seemed to have a lot of troubles in the mid-game. Just he had quite a few units, but just seemed to run into machine guns a lot. Maybe, as I said, like jumping into the buildings, scouting these locations before charging into middle, leading his infantry support gun do a bit more of the work, starting things off. Even just smoking the center before charging into the middle could have helped him not lose so many VPs right that stretch in the mid-game. But man, again and again and again with his Churchills playing far too aggressively, lost them all, threw away a very good shot at winning this match because of it. But you know, Taxman stayed strong. Some pretty good Panzer IV play from him, and Raketens were in the right place at the right time, basically just in the middle. Anyway guys, I'll wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.